Hey y'all, welcome to Mondays with Mike. I'm your host, your pilot Mike, and this is week 4. But before we jump into the games, let's give out some props. My slinger for week 4 was Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who went 25 of 41 for 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. As Colorado completed the miraculous comeback, I believe it was a 43-yard Hail Mary with no time left to LeJontay Wester to get the game tying to set up the game tying extra point, which Colorado got. They got it done. They went on to beat Baylor 38-31 in overtime. Travis Hunter continues to look. I mean, he's the man. I mean, he's just such a gamer. He had 7 receptions for 130 yards. Didn't have any touchdowns, but I mean, he was absolutely the focal point of the offense and the defense. Even though the defense was like, we got to stop that guy. Even if you know you got to stop that guy, it's hard sometimes to do it. But also, my Get Them the Damn Ball Award winner is a no-brainer this week. It is Michigan running back Kyle Mullings, who carried it 17 times for 159 yards with 2 touchdowns. But no run was bigger than his 63-yard scramble in the fourth quarter as he ran through 2 USC defenders on his way to the red zone, which then set up the game-winning touchdown, which he coincidentally scored. But also, just to talk about the Michigan-USC game, Michigan reconnected with their roots, which is, run the ball, play defense. That's how Michigan has won. That's how Michigan has always won. But this was to such an extreme extent. I mean, like Iowa levels of. Alex Orji was 7 of 12 for 32 yards passing. But who cares if you can get over 200 yards running the ball? I think they got close to almost 300 yards. Miller Moss took a hell of a beating, but I think he went 28 of 51 for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but he took a hell of a beating. USC showed a lot of grit in this game. I mean, it was, they did losing 27-24, but USC showed some grit. I mean, this team would have laid down and died, if any other year. But, it's tough, but, Michigan discovering the joys of Iowa football. But another team who also controlled the line of scrimmage and had a power run game is the Utah Utes. And they pretty much had whatever they wanted in Stillwater against the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I believe they finished with 249 rush yards to Oklahoma State's 48, so they outrushed Oklahoma State by 201 yards. Of course, I think Arkansas, had a crazy number like that as well. But unlike Arkansas, Utah also had pretty good quarterback play. Did not have Cam Rising; he continues to be out, but they got consistent quarterback play, and deep into the fourth quarter, it was 22-3, and of course Utah gets the 22-19 victory, and they jump in the driver's seat of the Big 12. Oklahoma State just has line of scrimmage issues. Ollie Gordon II is a non-factor and continues to be a non-factor, and will continue to be a non-factor as long as the line of scrimmage plays the way it does. But Ollie Gordon II was not the only non-factor offensive player in the state of Oklahoma. No, Oklahoma quarterback Jackson Arnold also was, as he looked completely out of his depth against the Tennessee Volunteers in Norman on Saturday night. Had a really bad interception, and then when Oklahoma got a turnover, they had a chance. Oklahoma had a chance to tie it up at 10, and immediately Jackson Arnold tried to run the ball and he fumbled, and that was pretty much it. Tennessee, of course, showed their quick strike capability as Nico Iamaleava had that 66-yard touchdown pass to Dante Thornton Jr., I believe. But Tennessee ran the ball and played defense and controlled the line of scrimmage. It's like all 3 of these games that I'm talking about this week, run the ball and control the line of scrimmage. It's amazing how those things can win you football games. But Tennessee, they didn't have to be overly impressive, but they still made it look easy. It was an easy win for them. And that's what great teams do. It's like great teams can win like that. It's like you're not going to beat everybody 70-10 or whatever. But Tennessee continues to ascend in the SEC, and they will definitely continue to be continue to watch. Same with Ole Miss continues to murder everyone on their schedule. Of course, they haven't played SEC teams yet, but of course neither has Tennessee. But anyways, as they jump into the SEC schedule, it'll be interesting to see. Of course, That happens for a lot of teams this week in the SEC, and there's a little game in Tuscaloosa this week that I think a few folks have their eyes on, as the Georgia Bulldogs will play the Alabama Crimson Tide, and God, it's Alabama, Georgia once again. But this one ain't for all the marbles. Usually when they play, it's for all the marbles. This ain't for all the marbles. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Really, it's going to be a great way to see really what kind of team both of these teams are. It's like I still can't get a read on Alabama. I don't know. I mean, they look great. They don't look great. Who knows? Georgia at least had that game against Clemson, but it'd be interesting to see how they do against their supposed boogeyman. But they're no longer coached by the boogeyman. So, anyways, that's all I got, y'all. Have a great week, and I'll see y'all back for week 5. But y'all take it easy.